Thank you.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
I'm done with fucking losing. I'm done with trying to learn the sweet science. It's war. It's just straight war.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
As it stands, stop listening to the bullshit until it comes from me.
He's got to come out here and try to take this dude's head off, or we got a rematch on our hands, man.
I hope they can learn from my situation and not give up. Like, stay strong. Like,
a man like me don't make no excuses. My boy Chisora said I can win this.
I let the cat out of the bag. I'm gonna whoop Usyk next fight. I'm gonna beat him.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Untitled. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Daniel Alvarez. Daniel, what's going on, champ?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm actually excited, man. We got an amazing guest in the building, a new friend. Thank you for welcoming.
Welcoming? Oh shit! Damn, I think I fucked it up too.
No, you know what that is?
Welcoming.
That's that white. That's that White Walker.
Yeah, that's the
and
White
I ain't
Walker.
talking Game of Thrones. I'm talking Hardin White Walker, man. Listen, thank you for welcoming us to Las Vegas. Even though you've been a resident for some time now, but he is originally from Chicago. But we appreciate DJ Bonics welcoming us to. I fucked it up again. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with a lot of smiles and jokes today. That's what's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
What's up? You take over.
It sounds like the weed's working.
Yes.
This is what it sounds.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, man. This is very exciting. I don't really know much about boxing, so I don't want to
We're not even going to talk boxing.
I know. But so I feel special to be able to come on the Boxing Voice Untitled and not really know much about boxing.
No, we can actually talk some boxing, but I want to know about you. I was telling Madison earlier, I'm like, man, I can't wait to do this because, I want to know who you are. Where are you from? I mean, I found out a little bit today, which I was shocked. I didn't know you were Philippine. Filipino. So I'm glad that, that was something new. And automatically, I went to the stereotype and asked, did he like Manny Pacquiao? Of course.
Of course, man.
That's the boxing. That's a boxing guy in you, though.
But tell us, man, where did it all start?
So in Philadelphia, actually.
Okay.
So my parents are from
Also, East Coaster.
Yeah. So
all
my
right.
parents are from the Philippines. In classic Filipino stereotype, my dad was in the Navy. My mom's a nurse. They met in America. They had kids, and then they just worked and left us at home all the time.
So East Coast to the West Coast.
To the West Coast.
How'd you end up over here?
I bounced around. So I started in Philly, and then I spent a good time in Pittsburgh College. That's how I met Wiz and all that. And then moved back to Philly for radio, and I was still touring at the time. Then I moved to L.A. for a little bit, did some radio out there. Portland to do some radio. Minneapolis to do radio, and still touring with Wiz. And had a weird year, COVID year, and then ended up in Vegas last September. So I'm here with the Hardin fam.
Wow. So I guess what got you into DJing?
I mean, music. Filipinos, man, we love music. We love karaoke, and my dad was in a band while when I was younger, and my mom, they like to sing, and so I think music always kind of just always was there, to be honest. And I remember listening to radio in Philly. And being able to hearing the DJs, being able to call what song was next. So it just kind of just all happened. And when I got to Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, I met this kid who had turntables, and it was like love at first sight with the turntables. And just from there, my grades declined. I changed my major and barely graduated. But here we are.
Now I know the answer to this question, but I'm still going to ask it. How'd your parents take you and your love for DJing in the early stages?
Well, I think it's hard to I told my mom I was dropping out of of my major, which was like computer science at the time, and that's exciting for like Asian parents, I think. I just loved hip hop. I really understood that it was like a culture. Like when I was listening to in high school, I was listening to music, but in college it was like a culture. I started hanging out with b-boys and doing all this shit, and eventually got into college radio. So I had to tell my mom. I mean, imagine your Filipino mom probably has 0 friends who have any kids in radio, being like, "Mom, I'm gonna drop out of college."
They don't understand
Or not drop
it.
out of college. I'm gonna drop out of this major, and then I'm gonna do radio. And she's like, "Well, how are you gonna do that?" Because when you really,
How are you gonna make money?
when you think about it, like if you broke down radio, like we'll just say in Pittsburgh, for example, there might be 2 stations I could be on, a pop and a hip hop that exist there. There's 4 day parts, right? That's 8 slots. And so literally you have to wait till one of those 8 slots even opens up. So, I mean, there's more like positions on a football team than there are 8 slots. You know what I'm saying? So radio and this whole thing, man, and even your whole journey, even to get to this point is super special, you know?
Absolutely, man. I feel blessed every day, man. But that must be something that you've said to yourself once or twice. I mean, being Wiz Khalifa's DJ has to be huge. Would that make you the biggest Filipino DJ?
You know what? There are big Filipino DJs, but
Really?
I could rank maybe at like 11 or 12.
Wow,
No,
really?
no. I don't know if there's a real ranking, but
No,
yeah, like the
you
God. No, God's
You
a
gotta
DJ.
know who's bigger than you and
Is
who's
Franz
not.
I mean,
Filipino?
what's that?
DJ
Franzen
Franzen
is
still?
definitely Filipino.
Yeah, he's big. He's big.
They're like, Mixmaster Mike.
Yeah, Mixmaster
Filipino,
Mike. Yeah, yeah,
Shortcut.
yeah.
So there's a
Okay, so
believe it or not,
there's a
like
lot.
Filipinos.
They
there's
love
a-
music,
Yeah,
man.
that's
They
what I'm
love
saying.
music. Yeah.
You
Most
might
of
not
them
see
are
us on the
singer-
basketball court.
Yeah, most of them are singers or they play instruments and all that. Yeah, it's all in the family.
And they like to box, apparently.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Some of them.
What were you playing for college radio? Like, music?
I was
What type
all
of
about
music?
So when I first started DJing, I was just like, fuck mainstream, and I was like underground. So I was really like a roots head, being from
wow.
Philadelphia, and Black Star, and just I was like super
Yeah.
conscious rap guy for a while.
That's how I was.
Whoa.
Black
How'd you
Star,
switch from
Common.
that to Wiz Khalifa?
I mean, once you really figured out that you could control the room in DJing, I think that's what it really was, right? Like I can control this mood, and guess what? This pretty girl wants to hear a nice song, like a mainstream song.
Yeah, she does. Yes, she
I don't want to get
does.
intellectual in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when did you actually start, getting booked and having gigs?
So it was like, college. I was doing frat parties, and also finally getting some gigs on campus at school. So that was real cool. But really, it was like college parties and just doing all sorts of college parties, carrying my own turntables, carrying like 6 to 10 crates of records, just every time.
And this was in Pittsburgh?
And this was in Pittsburgh. So it went from those parties, college radio, to the clubs, to board hopping at the radio station, to finally getting on the night show. So it really was, my first radio salary was $16,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so that shit was, it didn't even matter to me though, because I was like, I made it, I'm in. And I always looked at it as this is a unique position to be in versus, I think a lot of people will go into it like, I deserve this. It's like, yo, how many Filipino Americans could say they've done this whole path? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And once you got your foot in there, other doors open, man.
Totally,
and I'm sure you can tell us that, since your journey has been that long. But how many years was that journey before you got to meeting up with Wiz Khalifa?
So I would say probably like 10 years. So I was already DJing like 10 to 12 years, but that was just where that's a 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like DJing.
Listen, you said 10 years, and I'm like, dang, he's got his tenure in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm 20 plus years now.
Yeah.
I got the grades to prove it though.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of experience. So were you just popping at the time, and he reached out to you?
I guess I was popping in Pittsburgh, I would say. I was on the radio, I was on the afternoon show, I was number 1, I was DJing all the clubs. I had won this thing called the Red Bull 3 style in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So wait, did he come to you like, yo, help me break this album? Was he already popping at the time?
He was like recording at my friend's studio, but he was like 12 and 13.
So he wasn't even
and then he got like an internship, and he was pushing the broom. It was ID Labs. So he was pushing the broom at the studio.
Yeah.
So just to see him go from that, and I was on the radio. I would get him into clubs when he wasn't 21 even at the time. But it's kind of the same roles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like me and Wiz, I was kind of just doing my thing. So I'm always constantly doing my thing. The best part is that I was able to maintain like a full-time radio job while touring with Wiz for most of those years.
Wow.
So I would be doing a show from like, if I was in Korea, I'd be like live from Korea or wherever. It just was kind of over the head of, you know, corporate radio though, for them to really embrace it, because they just want you slaving in the corner for them, you know? But I'm glad I'm with someone like Wiz. Someone pointed out, I think Wiz pointed out one time how Wiz took all the L's for weed in the beginning of it.
100%.
We were touring and dodging all sorts of weed bullets, you know.
I think the van, like the tour bus, would always get pulled over all the time.
Right now, you know,
That's pretty much every rapper though.
Yeah.
It's to a point now where people are like, oh, it's just weed. But
Exactly.
you know, thank Wiz for taking a lot of
When did you start with him? What year?
2010, I think. But I known him since like 2006, 7-ish.
Young and on his grind.
So were you already into marijuana before meeting him, or did that happen together? Because he seems like the hugest smoker.
I mean, it's funny to me how much weed has played a whole damn role in my life. But I remember smoking weed when I was like maybe 14.
Okay.
I cried, I think. I was
Whoa.
I was all like, I think I smoked a cigarette and weed it was one of those nights. And I think I was disappointed in myself, more so about the cigarette. But then after the weed, I don't think I've ever, I stopped a couple times. Like I remember doing a whole tour with Wiz and stopped just to see if I could do it. But I've been smoking weed pretty consistently, which is fucking great, man. It's taking me around the world.
Yeah.
And it's giving me a job right now too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really quick before we do get into that job, I want to ask, 2010, that's when you and Wiz start touring together and you start working with them, but you had a heart attack?
This is, I'll give you the quick one. So it was like June of 2010. I remember sitting at the studio and being like, Wiz just offered me to tour this fall. And I had a full-time job at iHeart. It was Clear Channel then, but it was iHeartRadio. I was in the afternoons. I was #1. It was kind of popping.
Wow, I didn't even know that Clear Channel used to be, the iHeart used to be Clear Channel.
Yeah, and it was like SFX and there's a whole chain of companies that they swallowed. But I was like, for the time, I think that could be someone's dream. Like I was music director, I was on in the afternoons, I was DJing every night, I was in my 20s.
You're staying busy, yeah.
I was staying busy, and I had won the DJ battle in Pittsburgh. That kind of like really solidified, I felt like, my place. But I just remember at the time there was a lot of shit going on, and especially knowing that the music at the time I wasn't really feeling. It was later Britney Spears, it was, you know, Jason Derulo, and I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling this. But I always knew in my head, I was like, one day I want to tour, do something. But Wiz, I did a show with Wiz earlier that year, and they basically were like, hey, we're going to drop a song called Black and Yellow. We're going to do our first tour bus tour this fall, and we want you to come DJ with us. So I had to quit this full-time job that I had like told my mom I was going to get. Remember we were talking about that? And she was like, Wiz, what? You know, and all my friends, I know some of my smartest friends, my most successful friends were like, don't do it. It doesn't seem safe. You're not going to have benefits, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to talk about the heart attack. So imagine Wiz comes out with a song, Black and Yellow. The Steelers are having like the illest year ever.
It was the biggest song of the year.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that shit blew up.
And at the end of the tour, I remember, just to fast forward, I remember having to do this DJ gig, and I was like, man, I can't breathe right. And I was nervous that I had smoked like my lung to a certain place. Like, damn, what if I go to the hospital and they're like, yo, you just were on the tour bus for 3 months and you swallowed your lung.
Right.
I was afraid to go to, I think most young men are afraid to go, most people are afraid to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
The last time you went to the doctor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I waited 3 days. I could barely breathe for those 3 days. I finally went to the clinic because I didn't have insurance that I used to have with Clear Channel.
Yeah.
And so when I went to the clinic, they were like, I was like, I can't breathe, basically. The last couple nights of sleep were just like my back was on fire. It was the weirdest thing. And they took an x-ray of my chest at the clinic and they couldn't find anything wrong with it. I thought they were going to be like, your lungs are green. Like, fuck, what did I do? And no, that wasn't the case. They didn't tell me that they thought I was having a heart attack, but they're like, we're going to bring you to the hospital down the street. I jumped in an ambulance. They probably gave me one of those pills that they give old heads to, like, if they have a heart attack, I forget what they're called. And then I went to the emergency room, and the doctor, the heart doctor, had to come back. He actually drove. He had left for work already. He came back, and he was like, you had a heart attack this morning.
Oh,
and he had to call my mom and my sister. I remember that, and had to call them. Imagine your mom getting that call, like, hey, your son had a heart attack this morning, and we have to put a stent in his heart. And that's what happened. 6 hours later, I come out of the surgery, and 10 days later,
you took yourself to the clinic yourself. After
my friend took me to the clinic. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I guess it was like,
wow.
When you talk about heart attacks too, it's like, I guess it's just the plain simple fact that your arteries like 90% closed. So that is the attack right there. And so I had a over 90% closed artery.
Wow.
And I was definitely partying at the time. I also was like pretty.
It was a 3-month
chubby.
tour, right?
I mean, it was like I guess it was like.
Wow.
Oh, you're live.
When you talk about,
sorry.
It was like a 10-year. It was like a 10-year. That was probably 10 years of partying.
Man.
And like Filipino diet, man. I was definitely
The lumpia,
like
the pancit.
all that, man.
Yeah. All
See,
that.
he knows, man.
He does. He does.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You must have liked Filipino women.
I used to date one.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was it coming up in Philadelphia, man?
It was cool.
I've been to Philly quite a bit.
Philly's cool. I mean, at like 9, 10 years old, I moved to the suburbs. So I was raised in North Philly, Olney. And that was kind of hard to navigate because my mom was an immigrant. So she had like gotten robbed there. Our neighbors robbed us. It was definitely like, I don't know. I was young and I remember some scary shit, you know. Man. And then we moved to the suburbs. And that was cool too. But as soon as I graduated college, I moved to Pittsburgh, and I almost never moved home again.
What do you mean almost?
I mean, I moved back to Philly, but not with my mom.
Oh, okay.
But living in Philly's cool, man, because you really learn like I've watched like music acts get their tapes thrown at them. Like I've seen, you know, like really, it's a hard place to please.
Who's from Meek Mill. Who's from Uzi, right?
Yeah, Uzi.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the Philadelphia sports like whole vibe is pretty scary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a good, man. Philly's good, man. Good food and good people, and you know, the history of music is amazing. And then when I went to Pittsburgh for college, that kind of just like. I unlocked, like, that's when I started learning how to DJ. And when you're in a smaller city like that, I really think you, like, try to posture up as much as you can because you know that people in bigger cities are swinging a bigger bat. You know what I'm saying? And
what was your first set for tables?
Shit, it was a really bad one that my dad, it's like a shitty guitar center. It's called DJ in a Box, but that's what
it is.
That's what did it, yeah.
That's what took you here.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know Royce the 5'9"?
I don't know him personally. I know who he is, of course.
Oh, okay. No, just wondering. He's a pretty big boxing fan and
a listener.
Yeah, listener of the show, and I used to listen to some of his stuff when he was with M. So just curious, since it's a small world.
Nah, I mean, I don't even think I've ever met him or anything, but I have a bunch of his records and shit from back in the day.
Of course, classics. Who do you listen to?
Right now, man, I've been listening to like podcasts and I listen to like Thundercat. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, of course.
Like all that.
Man, what is Thundercat?
Yeah, Thundercat.
He won a Grammy. He's a singer.
Oh,
he's a bassist. He's like a bassist, and he does sing too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of listening to like a lot. I've been trying to listen to a lot of music without lyrics in it.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, wow.
It just helps me because when I DJ clubs or do whatever, it's like I kind of like trying to develop my own thoughts these days, you know, and I don't want to be influenced like that. So I don't listen to shit. But like the new Pusha T albums, pretty amazing.
#1 album.
Yeah, I like the Dreamville mixtape that came out recently too, as well. There's a lot. I mean, rap is in a good place. Kendrick just dropped some super
that video
visuals.
was crazy. You saw the video?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Man,
it was cool.
Now you spoke about kind of having to cater to the mainstream music because that's what people want to listen to. Does it bother you much, or?
I mean, it's just so big now, and so I think it's really hard to like wrap your head around it. I mean, I'll be honest as DJ, it's hard to keep up with everything. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to keep up constantly with it, and especially because there's a lot of great music, and locally, and it's so easy. You can make people making records with their iPhones, so it's just like there's no shortage of like recording studios or whatever. So it's cool, man. But it's hard to navigate a little bit as a DJ, though, I think, because especially in the hip hop world, like hip hop audiences, they usually just want to hear their shit. Rarely are they open minded. They're just like, what is, if they don't know it, you know, they just want to hear their shit if they don't know it. And so that makes it tough to navigate sometimes. But in Vegas has been different since I moved here. Definitely like, I mean, it's a dream, man. I get to DJ in Vegas at Dre's and a bunch of other clubs and work my way. It's fun to work my way up back to circuit, even though I know I'm capable of doing all of it. But it's like, you know, you got to show and prove, you know.
For sure. So you've been kind of on a media run, man. You were just on Shady 45, right?
Yeah,
today.
Yeah, Shade 45 today. Shout out to the heavy hitters. I'm a heavy hitter. Did some shows with Wiz over the weekend.
Tennessee, talk about it, man. How was it?
It was cool. I mean, we flew the private there, which is always fun with Wiz. It's just fun, like watching a rapper eat Popeyes on like a private plane.
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing. And then we did a show in Knoxville, and what was crazy about that is that Juvenile and the Yin Yang Twins opened up for us. But the crazy part about Juvenile is, I don't know if you guys been watching Wiz's Instagram, but at the end of the show, Juvie's like, see ya, and he's like, tell Wiz Khalifa, see ya. And just like the fact that Wiz and Sia caught on like that and had backed that ass up, fucking Juvenile saying it at the end of the show. And then we immediately got off stage, went back onto the private, flew from Knoxville to Nashville, and did this super private party for this guy Cam, and there was like all these influencers there, and it was like 20-1 guys to girls, and there was like, so people started sending me all these videos of other influencers that were there that were like taking videos of me and Wiz on stage. So I don't know who these people are, you know what I mean? But it was cool. It's fun to be back. We didn't have many shows during COVID, so it's fun to
Is he going back on tour?
Yeah, so we just announced a tour with Logic this summer.
Oh, with Logic.
Yeah, so
that's big.
And he came out of retirement.
Yeah, he came out of retirement, I think.
So
yeah, I saw
if
that.
y'all want to come to the show, you should.
Man, I would love to.
For sure.
We got a couple of super chats. We got my Jimba that says Thundercats is an amazing. Checked his Tiny Desk concert to get a quick feel of his music. Then he's right back with another one and says, let me see, is it? I think they might be the same. Double. All right. Well, two are the same. So yeah, man.
I want to hear Crazy Tour story. I mean, I'm sure
Crazy Tour story.
You have a plethora of crazy tour stories.
Some of those
what happens on tour stays on tour.
Yeah, but some of those first, like dodging the weed bullets, like those were, you know,
those were what states?
Well,
like
we just had talked about one recently, Wiz, and when we were with each other in North Carolina, I think it was Greenville or something like that, and basically the whole bus got arrested. I dodged it because I was packing up my DJ shit, and when I walked out, I saw 12 of the people that were with us against the bus with their hands up, and they took Wiz to the local jail, and we had to. So I literally like dipped off after they like brought him on. They shut the bus. I was afraid they were gonna like, where's the DJ or whatever, something like that, because that's happened too. And so I like met up with some local students. I was like, hey, I'm Wiz's DJ, and like I remember they brought me into their house and we were like partying and shit. And I was on my phone though, like I don't know what to do next though, but people were still partying, like they didn't care. And we eventually got a call, me and Wiz's cousin. They were like, yo, we need you to go back to the bus and we need you to count out $200,000, I think it was. And we had to bring it we had to bail Wiz and Will out. And so that was crazy. And we've dodged a few bullets like overseas and different parts of the world. But
yeah, 100%.
I mean,
nothing incriminating though, you know.
Yeah. Well, the first tour is crazy too, because this is like straight. You have like 12 dudes who've never been on tour before sharing one tour bus. Like we'd probably never do that again because it was like, but we didn't care. It was such a family thing.
Yeah.
I remember that night though. This story wasn't Wiz's. The very first night of tour. We were in Philadelphia actually, and Wiz had just gotten these brand new chains. I remember these zigzag chains, and he was flexing them on. And I remember after the show, someone had stole them. There's something that never came out actually. Like someone had stole those chains, and I remember that memory because that was the first night of tour. Wiz was like flexing with these new chains, and then they were stolen that night. But the way Wiz like ate it, he was just like, "Yo, that was my bad for just like bragging." He's like, "I got to be more careful about it." Like I've seen him take super L's and just be like,
it's his fault. He'll just take the blame for it.
Well, he's just like, that's just the way it is, or whatever. Like if I fuck up on a show. Which doesn't happen much. I'll like try to apologize to him, and he'll always just be like, "Nah, man, stop. That's meant to happen. It's cool. We moved on." And so,
what's a fuck up on a show look like?
I mean, if I might have played the wrong song, like the next song, or like the equipment may fuck up or something. But, there was probably a lot of. I said this before, but there's probably a lot of times where I've saved the show that Wiz will never know about. Like shit goes out. And somehow I've pieced it back together on time, But it's fun. Wiz is cool, man. I think about all the rappers I could have toured with, and just I couldn't figure. There was a time like 10 years ago where I couldn't figure out. I was like, well, Wiz is out here everywhere. We're everywhere around the world. Like, why isn't this artist here like that? And so I really recognize that weed culture, man. It really is the weed. Like, obviously he was great music, but people will go see some shit if you're about weed.
Hell yeah, you're very welcoming.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't have to know about his. You don't have to know his music to be like, yo, I'm gonna bring some weed and I'm gonna smoke it, and people are gonna have a good time. But that's some shit around the world. And think about this: like, weed is illegal around the world or a lot of places.
Hell yeah.
So that shit's a culture. You know what I'm saying? And just I guess the way boxing is or hip hop, but Wiz didn't need to have a hit song at certain times of career to still. To have people want to like check him out or come to the festival, but
that's definitely a blessing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's probably like boxing fans that don't touch weed at all, or anything. And so just to see like your fans really like support your weed habit, it's pretty cool.
No, we actually have a big, I want to say marijuana audience, man. Like they definitely use it because we've done like appreciation nights where we'll gather together and invite some fighters, different insiders, and man, we're smoking. That's why when you took me to High Rollers, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is perfect.
Right. So wait, what was that like for you pre the last year in New Jersey or whatever? Or you were in Florida?
Yeah,
Florida's tough.
Nah, man, Florida's actually was amazing, bro. Florida, oh my God, they're making me Republican with Florida, bro.
It's funny because I'm from Cali, so like it's just very open and free.
Right.
So talking to him, he's like, you Cali guys, you think you guys always got it. It's tough in New Jersey, It's super hard to like get weed or.
Oh yeah, well now it's recreational.
Now it's
recreational, but listen. The year that I left, they had just made it legal, but recreation just started this year. So I went to Florida and I just got my medical card. They were already medical out there, so and man, I enjoy the weather too. This is a lot better.
Are there like openly like boxers that smoke weed? Like, is that a thing or not yet?
I wouldn't say openly, no. But I'm definitely starting to accumulate a list of fighters that I've smoked with, which is every time it happens, it's one of those special moments for me,
right?
Because it's like their guard is down because they know that's so taboo. So it's like they've allowed you really into their life that they said, I'm gonna not only show you that I'm smoking, but I'm gonna fucking smoke with you. So it's like,
it always bugged me out if like I saw like a Pittsburgh Steelers smoke or something. I'd be like, oh shit.
Yo, let me tell you a funny fucking story. So a couple years ago, this is funny. A couple years ago, I have a girl. I have a girl at the time, and she invites me, or she's like, "Hey, let's go to this party." It was her friend's birthday. And oh my god, Martavius Bryant, he's there, and I was like, I was like, yo, I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh has a playoff game tomorrow, and I checked my ESPN app, and like, sure enough, they did, and like my man's like smoking, and I'm like, yo, is that like weed? Because he was known for weed, like he had a history of weed suspensions, and at that time he was currently suspended on weed, and now he was smoking a Black and Mild, but that shit was crazy. Him being out at that time, he was still a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing any like basketball player or anyone like you see Gary Payton's open about weed and all these people, and it's just like that's so great. That's so great.
So I seen the promo in Jordan with Snoop. Were you there when he came?
Hardin.
Hardin.
That awkward moment, everybody.
It's all right.
You guys all hit me right now with the
time.
verbal whips right now. It was like,
Hardin.
how dare you?
Hardin.
Yo, but were you there?
For what?
How the fuck up was that bad for Snoop?
Oh, when he was at Hardin?
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't. That was I think it was like our grand opening. He showed
Oh,
up.
really?
A lot of artists come through Hardin, huh?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
know.
It's been really cool to see the whole thing grow. When I first was approached from Hardin to like kind of like, hey, this is the brand, this is what we got going on. You know, I wasn't sure. Such a different space, and of course we knew Burners, Taylor Gang, and Cookie. So I just didn't know the space. But to see this 3 years later, from my standpoint, it's 6 years in now, and to be a part of this, just like weed, man. Like it's a whole fucking industry. I mean, who would think you come out here like because you love boxing, and now look at this, man.
No,
And
absolutely. It connects people too. I don't know.
It's ritual, you know. It's ritual. It connects people. Honestly, like I do probably know people who should smoke less, but for the most part, I don't see anyone as like super reckless with it. But it's been great. Yeah, like a lot of the artists stop in. It's just a testament to our relationships and this crazy new weeds, this new space, man. Like, rappers will get a ton of sort of, hey, can you show up to the club? But how many times do you get, can you show up to the dispensary? So even having some of these rappers come in, maybe it's probably not the first time they've been in a dispensary, but maybe did like an event. I think they're still figuring it out and still not sure. But what's cool about Hardin is that we really embrace the culture, and for a lot of us, the introduction to weed was hip hop, honestly. And
I think my first joint was to like, I think Outkast, I think I was smoking. Yeah.
Exactly. So it just, it's really cool to see them tap in to the DJs too. I think a lot these days, like the DJs were, really popping, I think, in like the 80s and shit. But these days, the rapper kind of took the role. But to see them respect the DJs in that way, because DJs really are, I feel like, one of my advantages of touring all around the world is linking up with a DJ in that city. It's so easy to like be like, who? I could get on Twitter right now and be in Berlin and be like, hey, does anyone know any, someone in Berlin? It'll probably be a DJ.
Yep.
And then that guy knows how to get you weed. Seriously.
Yo, you ain't never lied. Oh my God. I remember when I first started, I used to like just post it on my story. Like, yo, I'm in such and such city. Who got it? Sure enough, I'll get a DM. Like, I've never flown anywhere where I can't get
It's
it.
like Danny, when you went to Dallas, the fan who dropped you off the trees, he don't even smoke.
Yo, that was crazy. He like downloaded Instagram, created an account, hit me
A
up.
fan of the show.
Just to bring me weed. Let me light up, and he has like a really nice Lexus truck. Let me light up, and he doesn't even smoke.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this
I'm
crazy.
like, wow.
We are in Saudi Arabia,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
and that's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
illegal. I'm gonna only take this story so far, and I chalked it up. They took me to the hotel or whatever, and I had chalked it up like I'm not gonna get to go visit this city at all. I don't know anyone. I don't think I could even tweet like, does anyone know in Saudi Arabia? It just felt like it was impossible, and I was like, I'm not even gonna try. Normally, I'm like, whatever window I have in a city, I'm going to the length to do as much as I can. I may never be in Finland again or whatever. So I like to run, so I like ran around the property. It was it was a nice fucking hotel. And I get this text, and this kind of refers back to the story I told you earlier. I get this text from this guy, and he's like, hey, Bonics, my name's so-and-so. I met you 10 years ago at that Greensboro show. That show that I was talking about. And he's like, I live in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And I got something for you. And so I was like, the first thing I asked him was like, can you take me around so I could see Saudi Arabia? And then when he picked me up, I basically was like, are you sure this is cool?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
Wiz was happy.
To go with that. So, is there a big hip hop culture in Saudi Arabia?
I don't
like
think so. I think-
because there are always rappers and stuff that travel out there. From
Man, we were like maybe and don't quote me on this. We
Yeah.
might have been like the 5th rap show there ever.
Wow.
Or something, because they only in the last couple years just started having movies or women driving, and so
Were the people receptive to like? you
yeah,
guys
I
being
mean,
there,
yo,
loving
imagine
it?
being a country where alcohol is illegal, weed's illegal, and the kids are like, so what? We get drunk, and they're singing this shit, and you're like, wow, this is crazy. We're in the Middle East, and that, people wearing Pittsburgh shit, like in the Middle East. You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That has to be an amazing feeling, man, to know that your reach is that far and that strong, man. Because, like you said, Pittsburgh's jersey in Saudi Arabia. That would have been interesting.
I mean, in Africa, we went to Africa. We went to South Africa and Morocco.
Dubai, right?
We've been to Dubai a bunch of times. I mean, I couldn't.
What's the most
what's the
amazing
odds?
place for you that being a DJ has taken you?
I mean, I've had a lot of adventures in different places. I'll tell you, one of the things that really stood out, because I look at the odds of this stuff. We got invited to perform in the Philippines with Kanye and Wiz, and I was just thinking about, of all the people who've come off that island, like, how am I that
special?
I was that little seed swimming, and now I'm back to the Philippines. Like, how many people get to do that? Because I know that there's not a ton of rap shows in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So to have it even to do that, and then one time our analytics guy from the Wiz team was like, the Philippines is like a huge place for Wiz's views.
Wow.
Which is wild, like Philippines,
Yeah. That's crazy because we know how well Pacquiao does with that fan base. So, if a musician could tap into that.
Are you a Pacquiao fan?
I'm definitely a Pacquiao fan. I think, he's going to be like, I don't know, one of those legends. All these names are taken. He's got to come up with something, nice and I guess, I don't know, because you figured Floyd is TBE. Then you got Muhammad Ali is the GOAT. Even Clarissa got the GWOAT. Like, Pacquiao does need a name outside of his ring name. You know what I'm saying? No? You don't think so?
Nah.
What?
For what?
I don't know. To legend status. For that legend status. That's what they do. Like, when you become greater than, they always label you something.
Well, they always talk about him maybe like running for president. I think that would be like, crazy, a boxer being president.
Yes, it will. I mean, it's already crazy what he's done. He's already in Congress, right? Like,
It's Senate.
look at that. I mean, he's not playing. He's been doing a lot and achieving a lot. So he actually influenced Jesse Vargas, right? Isn't Jesse now running?
Jesse's definitely running
for something here in Vegas, locally.
Pacquiao might be the most famous Filipino of all time.
I'm sure.
Like, there's no musician, actor
bigger than Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Wow, really? I thought you were talking about like sports owner. You're saying just like
in the Philippines in general. I don't know.
Bruno Mars?
Yeah, he's from like Hawaii though. So.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Isn't he's not Filipino?
He's Filipino.
Okay,
but he's from like Hawaii.
Got it.
He's from.
I agree with you then.
But is Bruno Mars bigger than Manny?
Yeah, it's Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
I
is
mean,
pretty
Bruno
big.
Mars is, but I don't know that he's bigger than Manny.
Yeah, I
though.
guess for what Pacquiao's
But he is
done.
pretty big, and he's mainstream. There's a bit.
That's a good question right there. What would your fans say?
Oof.
I mean,
Well,
Our fans are gonna pick Pacquiao.
100%.
Well, if you go based off of Instagram,
How many Bruno got?
Bruno like 4 times as big. 4 times.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh,
That guy's done Grammys and BETs
he got
and all that.
25.8 million followers.
Oh, he up there with Canelo
But what does Pacquiao have?
6.8. 6.8.
and that's because Bruno speaks as well English, and he's able to transcend into mainstream. And pop culture is huge.
But you know,
I love Bruno Mars.
Boxing is a niche sport, man. It's a niche sport. It really is. Pacquiao was one of the few people that can transcend out of our niche. That's why he did such great numbers. Yeah.
That's good.
Wow, shout out to Bruno. I used to listen to his music.
Killing it. They got the residency here. You should go check.
Really?
Him and Anderson .Paak.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. What was the song that I used to love, man? I even tried to do karaoke. I swear. Yeah, I gotta think of it.
We need to see that then.
What? Me and karaoke?
You doing Bruno?
Dude, I would love to do karaoke. I swear, I haven't done karaoke since like upstate New York so many years
What's
ago.
your go-to songs then?
No, again, I haven't done it since then.
Well,
So
what was it then though?
back then, you're not ready for
Yo,
this.
please.
You're not ready for this. Yo, I did T-Pain Stripper.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in love with a stripper.
There's actual footage of me, but nobody could ever find it.
Doing karaoke?
There's footage of me doing karaoke. But I'm like smacked. It's New Year's. I'm smacked. And my go-to karaoke song is Beyonce 1+1.
What?
Beyonce?
How'd you make that go-to?
Bro, I used to
We gotta find this footage.
I used to
Yeah.
I used to have some memorable nights to that song, and that just became like my karaoke song. Like, it was easy. It was like engraved in my head. But yeah, 1+1 by Beyonce is my karaoke song for sure.
We're gonna have to do that at a live event at some point.
At a live event at some point.
What's your go-to karaoke?
I don't do karaoke.
You've never
man.
done karaoke.
I lived in downtown LA in Koreatown. They have 1 million karaoke bars, so I would go, but I would watch. I get too nervous.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do karaoke.
You've never done it either?
I've done it in like the household Filipino setting, because like a lot of Filipinos have like their own karaoke machine, magic
Or a
mic
piano.
Yeah, or a piano. But it embarrasses me. Is that weird?
Really?
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Damn.
And it's funny because you're a DJ.
We gotta
Because I'm
smoke.
gonna tell you this.
We gotta smoke and go do karaoke, man.
Here's my theory, though. You ready?
Yes.
If you're kind of, because I could like hold a note, right?
Oh, so you
Filipino.
think if you're good, you're showing off?
Nah, yeah, if you're good, you usually hate on a motherfucker. You're like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying
it
I'm
is
like,
true.
But then if
No,
you're like the
he's
silly
right.
dude, you're like, oh, he killed it, and he did Baby Got Back. And
He's right though, because if you come in there and you all, I'm like, man, this motherfucker
Yeah.
can sing. This ain't fair. It's like,
Exactly.
You're supposed
go
to
get a
do that.
record deal.
Yeah.
So my dad is like a big karaoke guy. So he sang karaoke recently on the shit, but he's like the opposite of me. He thinks he's the man on that shit. But he could sing. But I think I could like, so I couldn't fake singing. I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but I couldn't like try to sing bad to get that reaction. And then if I sang good, I think people would be like, you're lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't know. I know that's not true all the way. Well, I'll clap for a good karaoke person.
Yeah, no, I definitely do clap for a good karaoke person. I've ran across one or two.
No, I actually went to a spot in Chicago, right? And it was, pretty cool. It was like a club, but you get your little private, karaoke thing and whatnot. My friend,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about those.
why?
What, private rooms?
Yeah, right. Like the point of
Oh,
karaoke
you like
is
going up in front of the bar and
bro, but you're supposed to sing in front of everybody. You're gonna go to your
No,
little
but-
private room
yeah.
and have the confidence. No, that's
But like
cheating,
the private
man.
rooms is like it's a big room. So
Yeah,
it's
but you got to
typically-
come with your own people.
Yeah, you usually come
You're trying
up
to do
with
the
a group of
cocaine
people.
rooms. That's why. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
I want to sing in front of the whole bar.
I knew this dude, rest in peace, used to tour with us. This is the weirdest thing that I ever seen, I swear. I've never seen this before in my life. We go to this karaoke spot in Philly, and he would call it like a live mashup, and he would sing other lyrics on top of what other song it was, and people would be so fucked up about it and so confused because like they thought they're gonna sing this song, but he did like a live mashup that actually like went super hard, so people were like, not
They were
sure.
very confused
Yeah,
by
we're
it.
confused,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think when people are confused, that's when you like do something new, you know.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Ken.
So for example, this summer you guys have the tour upcoming, right?
Yep.
How do you, as Wiz Khalifa's DJ, prepare? Both not just business, but like personally, you got to pack for all these weeks. Or how does that go for you?
I mean, I've been on the first tour that I ever been on. I remember packing like every pair of shoes to match everything, every
Let's
drip,
go.
But then Wiz
you
had,
realized it was too heavy.
I mean, it's just like it doesn't matter when you're on tour. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can swag every day, definitely, but there's ways to swag without carrying like huge luggage or whatever.
Yeah.
It just gets messy. You know, the more shit you have, the more you got to worry about on tour. But like if you're Wiz, you get like a whole wardrobe and people bring it out.
Right.
But for me, I've learned to like kind of wear basic shit and keep it real clean. Like I try not to bring super flashy outfits because you remember them things. You know what I mean? So I try to keep it.
Hilarious.
You guys wash your clothes too?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
We
whole,
wash our clothes on tour. I mean, I'm sure there've been some tours where you just like buy clothes the whole way and be wasteful, throw away underwear and shit. I remember a few of my friends being real surprised, like come into a tour stop or whatever, and I would just buy new underwear because like you just don't want to fucking deal with it.
Yeah,
you don't have to. But yeah, I mean, we do rehearsals leading up and everything, and we do a couple days of figuring it out and dialing it in and then getting the visuals to go with it. I mean, this is our first one after like almost 2 years after the pandemic, so I think like everyone's just happy to be out there.
How many cities?
There's a lot. It's from like the end of July to the beginning of September, so it's like 6 weeks.
Wow.
And Logic's coming out of retirement, which is cool, so we'll see how that goes.
Wow.
That's big. That's really big. Wiz will be headlining though?
So apparently, and you may have heard it here first, we're going to be switching depending on like what part of the country we're in.
Got it. I guess.
So, you know, there's more Logic fans maybe in a certain area. Or
He'll come on last.
Yeah, I think we're doing like Barclays in New York.
Oh, wow.
So like that would probably, my guess would be a Logic headline. Pittsburgh would be a Wiz headline.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be like a few shows in a row of either or, but it'll be cool. I think we haven't toured with someone like Logic, so I think it'll be cool.
Have you been DJ for anybody else in TGOD? Like
I mean,
like
I've done
Chevy
I've done shows for Chevy, and like Juicy if I have to, or Ty. I've done
DJ for Juicy?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I remember doing
That's
a
a
Juicy
legend.
set, like
Juicy J?
Yeah, Juicy J.
Oh, wow.
in Austin, Texas. I DJ'd. It might have been his only performance, but T Woodley, you know how he like raps. I don't know if you ever heard his song.
Yeah,
so he did it.
Tyrone?
Yeah, Tyron came out on stage and performed. I forget the name of the song. It's called like
Yeah.
Beat the
Didn't he
Fuck
make
Out
a
of You or
new?
something.
Didn't he make a new track when he was fighting Jake?
I didn't even know
I think he
did
made a new
music.
track when he
Yeah,
fought
yeah.
Jake.
That's
So
crazy.
it was cool to see him do that.
Yeah. He actually let me go to his camp, man. I spent a lot of time with him for this fight with Jake because I know Pedro Diaz, who was his trainer at the time. So I was going back and forth to Miami for a couple of weeks during that training camp, and got to meet him and his sister. And he's a pretty good guy. Short as hell in real life, super short.
Tyrone?
Tyrone Woodley.
I heard
Yeah,
that.
hell yeah.
Smaller, but he's cool as hell. He's cool as
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
hell
he
yeah.
smokes hella weed.
Yeah.
A lot of MMA guys we're finding out do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they stopped testing in MMA, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I think
So the state of Nevada has stopped testing
Yeah.
altogether.
In boxing, though, they test.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So
Super strict.
it's like they do for like the title fights, right? But like if you're not fighting for one of these big fights that require additional drug testing, the state of Nevada won't drug test for it. So
He knows everything.
I know.
Yeah. Any questions you have about boxing, just hit Danny up. He's the man for the
I don't know about, I don't
right
know,
there.
Almanac.
I
Yeah.
don't know about everything.
Hey.
28 city tour though. I
That's
went.
huge.
That's
I
a lot
went
of
and
cities.
counted.
You guys got to come. We're Homedale, New Jersey. Is that near where you are?
No.
You never heard that?
No. Yes, but that's
That's
south.
That's still south.
July
Super-
28th is the second tour stop, and that's LA.
Okay.
We're at Crypto.
Where's Arizona?
That's close too. It's a
Yeah,
couple
That's
hours away.
Phoenix.
I think Phoenix would be the better one. LA's like too many LA
Phoenix
people.
is a lot of
around.
fun. Yeah,
So it's
LA.
never fun.
Yeah,
If I tell people to come to shows, I'm like, come to the one where like Midwest or something.
yeah,
You get more FaceTime with Wiz and it's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, because it's everyone in LA.
Phoenix
New
is
York,
fun.
Everyone's just trying to get their Instagram on at those cities.
Got to take a pic, pull out
Yeah,
the phone.
exactly.
Yeah. Or asking you for tickets, and
That's why
you got new friends coming out.
My rules: no LA, no New York, no Pittsburgh, and no Philly. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Everything else is game though.
Yeah.
Everything else is game.
We're going to Phoenix, fellas.
Have you seen Wiz before perform?
Not live.
I saw him
no.
at Rock the Bells when Kush and Orange Juice came out, and then I saw him again.
2010,
Yeah, and then that was awesome. That was when he was rocking like the camo shorts all the time, and he was always hitting the bong. And now, well, he hits the gravity bong now, but back then it was blunts too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys one of those.
Oh, yeah.
We showed Nessa earlier.
One of these. They got to show me how to use this one.
Yo, so Nestor and I have never smoked it. So we said
Never smoked a bong before?
Nah, so we said today, like before you go, like once the show's over.
Yeah.
You know?
Today's the day.
Really?
The day, yeah.
Shout out to Hardin for the
Shout out to Hardin.
paraphernalia.
Yes.
This bong is from Thailand. I'm pretty certain this company's out of Thailand.
Mm. So what can you tell us about that bong?
I don't know. It's a nice ass bong though.
It's very nice.
So how do you use it?
What are the colors? What do the colors represent?
So Rasta.
It's the Rasta.
See, I told you over there talking about. What did he say? He said the LGBTQ.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, nah, bro. Like I'm pretty sure it's like not that.
It's a Rasta.
What's this one? Oh, this is the one you can smoke out of. Can't hear my headphones. Why not? I think.
Why this one you can't?
No, I want him to hit the Rasta one
This
too.
one's so nice.
I know it's so nice.
Exactly.
We can clean it. We can clean
You can
it.
hit this one.
Yeah,
You never hit a bong though. We should all hit it though later.
Let's do it.
I've tried, man. They always make me cough. Then my eyes are watering. It's I don't know. It's nothing like burning. It's nothing like a J. You know what I'm saying? Look, I was smoking the other day and I felt like I got the greatest compliment in the world. It was like, man, you smoke weed. You're so sophisticated smoking weed. It's like, cause I'm like, it's like a cigarette. This is so different. But I want to try. I want to see.
I do like the act of smoking. You know?
Yeah.
As much as I like all the other. I'm not, equal
That's why
opportunity
this
smoker.
really doesn't do it for me.
Your headphones out.
No, it's a little bit of feedback.
There it is. Oh.
Is it back?
No, it's all good though.
There you go.
Yeah.
Something dropped at the bottom. That's why. But so you are typically papers or cones?
Papers.
Papers. You rolling?
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I had always rolled papers, and I remember like the first like van run I was gonna do with Wiz, and I didn't roll blunts. Like I just always rolled papers for some reason. I had practice rolling blunts and shit. I was like, oh shit, I can't wait to be on tour with Wiz rolling blunts. And then like I don't know if it was like the week it changed, but like when I got there, he's like, we don't smoke blunts anymore. He's like, we only roll papers, and I was shocked, and I was like, all right, well, but I didn't really get good rolling papers probably till it really takes a while to really.
To roll a good J.
Yeah, and I think I'm still on my.
Easier
You
to
don't
roll
think
blunts.
it's too messy? I think that's so messy, man.
It's
You always
fun.
Just do the cones.
so hell. Yeah,
He's
just
got
pack a
this.
cone,
He's got
man.
this crazy system. It's just like 2 seconds. He's got a joint cone ready to go.
Yeah,
And do they always burn right too?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, if you're smoking outside, then you might get a little bit of a cone or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, the burning.
The boat.
Yeah.
It's
Other
crazy.
than that,
Everybody calls it something different.
yes, they do.
You call it cone, and he just hit the boat.
Yeah.
Other people.
What you call it?
Canoe.
Canoeing. I've heard that. And that one makes the most sense, right? Because it's always at the top, and the bottom looks like the canoe now.
So the boat.
Yeah. So the boat. Yeah, man.
When's the first time you smoked weed?
Oh man, I started at 17 and I only had one joint, and I realized that wasn't for me, and it took me 10 years later, man.
Why wasn't it for you at the moment? Did you get high or what?
I got high, but the world was spinning, and it didn't work, and I also fell for the fact that people put this bad stigma on weed, so I didn't know that functional marijuana users existed, So I'm like, I don't want to be one of those hotheads.
How did the sequel happen then?
Well, I went through some shit in life with my woman at the time.
Damn.
And I was single.
You went for the weed? You were like,
No. I went for the date. As soon as we break up, I'm like, well, I'm free. So I invited someone over, and she's like, can I smoke? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And she starts rolling up, and she's like, do you want to hit it? And I'm like, 27. I'm like,
damn.
why not? and it's a wrap after that.
How'd that make you feel? Dude?
No, it was amazing. And then that's when I realized how great sex was while you're high. It's totally different. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe for all of us, we've probably already like, I don't know, that's probably gone, that feeling, because we're always high. But it is special though. If you can attain that feeling, it is a great one.
Girls that smoke weed too are cool as hell too.
Absolutely,
Always cool. Yep.
It's not always easy to find them.
No, it isn't. It isn't. I don't even have one that smokes weed. Like
Really?
my lady does not. I swore by now I would have influenced her.
Does she hate that you
She
smoke
doesn't.
weed? Okay.
She doesn't. She
Like,
doesn't. She's so cool about that, which is great because I got a closet full of weed.
No, actually, I found it quite interesting. Like when we were in San Diego, like you're smoking and like she came and sat on your lap. And bro, if I'm not smoking, I don't want to be too close to people who are just like, if I'm not smoking, yeah, I don't want to be that close around or something.
Bro, I literally blow fucking smoke in her curls and just watch it like go through the hair because it gets caught up. And I be high as hell, just like it, blow it from the bottom. She's like, stop, you gonna burn my hair. I'm like, how I'm gonna catch it? How your hair's gonna catch on fire with smoke?
Right.
But if you ever blow smoke inside the hair and just watch it motherfucking find its way out.
That's good as weed. Wait, so then like after you smoke with that girl, like, do you remember being like, I gotta buy some now? Like, or did you get it?
Well, I just definitely had to buy some. Yeah, no. And it was funny because I didn't know how to roll. So I would get my neighbor to roll for me.
What, blunt? Was she rolling?
Whatever.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she rolled in a blunt.
Okay.
She rolled in a blunt. And so the first thing I started using, because when you're a rookie, you have to find what's simple, right? So like I went to blunt wraps, but those are trash.
Yep.
What'd you get, like
And
grape?
your
You got
tongue always
grape?
tastes nasty.
Yep.
And the weed, the flavor of the weed, you lose it. Don't use blunt wraps.
Ooh.
No, you lose the weed. All of a sudden,
Hallelujah.
everything you're smoking is grape or apple because of the stupid ass blunt wrap. So then I went to Swishers. And I just don't like tobacco products, man. I'm just happy I found cones and the cone artists, which made it quicker to fucking pack. And
Yeah.
I never travel. I never travel without it. I have one at home and one in my bag.
Wiz was like in 2010. It was like a weird thing for people at the time because Wiz was like papers, and I think everyone was like smoking. Wiz had been smoking Swishers, but it was definitely blunt culture.
Yeah.
And when him and Currency really like pushed that agenda, people like got offended. Some people just got offended, like, no, and obviously Backwoods.
Yeah, no, it's
paper
like some
planes.
culture. It's part of the culture. It's like, oh, I need a whiteout. I need a Dutch. No, give me a Swisher. And it's like, we don't need tobacco.
I like the taste of weed,
Yeah.
and it's fun to roll. I guess I'm with you on tobacco, but I used to smoke cigarettes and shit, so I'm just
Me
glad
too.
I'm off.
Me
all
too.
That. Yeah.
I had
I
a bad
quit.
week. I
Cold
was
turkey.
smoking backwoods all week, man. I never do. I don't know why.
I hate that.
I liked it this week. I don't know.
Everyone's, if I taste one.
What's the Packwoods made out of? I just had that this
those
morning.
are hemp leaves, I think.
Oh wow!
I don't think
'cause
it's
it looks
actually
almost tobacco.
That's the whole
blunt,
point. Yeah, I think it's the whole point is to like get people to get off the blunt, so you smoke those.
They definitely feel fat like a blunt.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me that whole. I felt like Tony Montana movie. I felt all cigar with like it was a
Yeah,
cigar.
with the glass tip and all. That was
it
nice.
very.
See, I don't know if it was the cigarettes from back in the day when I did smoke blunts, but like I always at the time I had my buddy Wayne, which is he would always roll for me, so he was always rolling blunts. But I was like, we get the phlegm and shit in the morning, and I think that's from the
Terrible.
blunts.
Yeah,
right?
from
and
the-
then when
100%.
when it was like strictly papers, there was such a difference when I woke up the next day.
Yes.
It's crazy.
No, you're absolutely right. If you're smoking in tobacco products, you're spitting up the worst looking phlegm in the morning and throughout the day. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
And
So
the way they lick the blunt sometimes. I know people out there love their blunt. They love their
yeah,
Hennessy.
let me get one of those waters.
Yeah, same.
Actually, I got one.
I don't.
Shout out to RX Water.
Shout out to RX.
What is that?
RX or this?
Yeah.
This is a vape that Madison bought me for $420, and then this is the
You actually got the battery.
The battery that Hardin gave me outside of the store.
The Rove joint.
Yeah.
You should try this.
What's that?
This is Camp Pen. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It got me kind of high over here.
So why does yours
go.
look way darker than mine's in terms of the oil? Is that just the
I think
tint?
that's a live resin one.
Oh, it's live resin?
So you just pull, you don't press nothing here? Oh, this is sophisticated. Mine's is the old-fashioned press on it.
Is that disposable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disposable.
What
I
you
bet.
think, Nash?
He's hitting the vape right now. Okay.
Definitely thicker than this.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
I feel it.
yeah, it feels like it's a heavier smoke than this.
Brian, so tell us, so many tours, so many years, so many shows. Craziest prank. Cause let me tell you, I just started traveling with this work crew here, and man, they love them a prank. So I'm curious.
They
bro.
love them a prank.
They love them a prank.
Man, through the years, I mean, always like fucking with people in their sleep is like,
Oh man.
it's the worst,
Right.
So I've seen it got this whole dude's face was written on in Sharpie, which is
Passed out
What?
sleeping?
He was passed out after a show, and people just drew all this shit. all
Permanent
over his
Sharpie.
face. Well, it was like, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he could wash it off. It was just like a regular Sharpie, but he was fucked up for a while. That's tough, man. When people fuck with you in your sleep, that's why like
100%.
choosing the bunk is always like strategic. People like the top, the middle, or the bottom. I've learned over time the bottom bunk, for me at least, is the best choice.
They don't want to crouch down?
Well, you just like are forgotten kind of. So if you're trying to pass out early, because a lot of times you're just smoking weed all day long on tour, and after the show, after you jumped around for a while, like
You ready to pass out?
dumb high. I mean, there were times when like dabbing first came out, or we would just like make people smoke like crazy, like the dabbing machines and all
Yeah.
this shit constantly. So it's a lot of weed, man. It's a lot of weed.
We just tried the Khalifa Kush right
Yeah,
now, right
before
the
you
show.
came, we had that.
That shit's good.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was fire. That was fire. That was
It's funny that you got, I mean,
that was
I
my
guess
first time having it.
I wonder, is it because of you that it's always available? Because I remember it was so hard for me to get. He would like know that I'm coming into town and like
I'd have it
get-
ready for him
yeah.
because he liked it so much.
because
yeah.
it's always sold out in Reef.
And now at Hardin, no, yeah, that's where I used to get it. Was
That's
at
why
Reef.
I'm saying, is
Yeah,
it because you work for them that you guys have it so readily
I don't know.
available?
Actually, I'll tell you, we sell it, I think, cheaper than anybody else in the city, actually, as well. So I don't think so. I think Rick, our buyer, the guy you met earlier, he had told me one time that he used me to leverage something like a cheaper price or whatever. But I don't know. We have it at Hardin, though.
Because it's always sold out over there. And, I've got it twice from you guys already back to back.
I'm going to tell you from my, and this, like, I don't stat me on this, but just watching other rapper weed brands, like a lot of rappers I feel like are rushing in. I'm just figuring this out for the first time, so this is an observation. I could be wrong. Like a lot of rappers are jumping into this space, but so they'll get the label and it'll be exciting, but like then I don't think that they really like sell well. So I would say that if you're looking to get into the space, like really, you didn't build Wiz overnight, right? But when I think about Wiz, think about every state that's going to become legal. Like Khalifa Kush is going to always be some coveted shit because, like, you want to smoke what Wiz smokes, right?
Of course.
And it's good weed.
No, for me. It's not about what Wiz smokes.
Right,
It's
right. It's
like
actually good
like
weed, too.
because when I first got it, I got it because it's Wiz Khalifa. So it's like, oh, I gotta try this Wiz.
Right.
But then it was like Khalifa Kush
Because he's
is
a real
good.
smoker, so you're like, okay, he's a real smoker. I want to try what he's trying.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
I just
know?
rarely hear anyone.
It's been around for a while too.
Yeah.
They don't come into the shop or ask for like, hey, do you have this person's weed? One person recently asked if we had Rick Ross's weed. I'm not even sure if he had a string.
I didn't even know he had something.
I know that they had
Cookies did.
Nipsey in LA. I think they had like the Marathon OG. Or
Yeah,
something.
Marathon OG
Yeah,
and the
which is good.
tiramisu. They had
Yeah.
the tiramisu.
Yeah,
Rick Ross had a cookie strain that
Really?
was lemon pepper, and then he had Collins
Oh.
Avenue.
I seen lemon pepper
By
today on the
Cookies.
menu.
I didn't see.
Yeah, and then we tried the Tyson strain,
But
which was good.
I don't know what was the grower, but I did see lemon pepper. I didn't even think of it.
Yeah, that
I
was
thought
Rick,
that should be
because
something
he has
you
the
should try.
Wingstop. You know the Wingstop?
Yeah. He should try that. He always tries lemon pepper. You should try that.
I'm gonna have y'all review some of the weed at the shop, and we get the boxing voice on weed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We actually did a pilot episode of Strippers and Weed, and I got lucky. My stripper knew just as much as me. Yeah, no, because I've grown for 7 years. Like, I know if you're not flushing. I know if you're not using mason jars, if you're not popping. Like, I've grown, so I love marijuana, and yeah,
The
I will
girls,
give
the
you a
girls
true
at Hardin,
review.
they know what they're talking about.
They
too.
got a
It
university,
really
right?
shocked me. Yeah, they have a university.
Yeah, you took us to the class.
Yeah.
It was
They,
pretty dope.
Put these girls through these classes, so they really know. I'm shocked, like that when they can. Tell
I
me,
actually have a question for you about the girls at Hardin. My engineer was saying that the models are really the bud tenders. Is that true?
Yeah, so I would say like at least could be more than half of the content that you see are bud tenders or our own influencers, but a lot of the bud tenders, we get them to do the swimsuit photo shoot or employees.
Just keep it all in house.
Yeah, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
live and local. You know.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Give them
pretty
a little
dope.
shine too.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope because that means that you guys have the best looking fucking bud tenders in Vegas.
No question about that.
For real.
Well, we're in there earlier. My head's just going.
I've been exploring, just kind of. I've been very slow at it, but recently I went to go check one out that had just opened, and I'm always nervous that it might be better than our shop, and then I'm like, no, like to
No.
the detail, to the bud tender, to the just the lights and the way that my boss, the way that he thinks, man, the details are so crazy, and now I pick up on it. You know?
I mean, yeah, you walk right in and you got the big green sign right there. It smells good too. There's like a distinct smell.
We have a
inside
candle. We got to give you the candle, the diffuser, and there was like a whole process to go through that smell.
Really?
Yeah.
It smells good in there when you
Yeah, it
walk
does.
in.
I had mentioned it to the young ladies the first time, and then when we got back to them, like, this place always smells good.
Gotta get the candle for the new spot.
Need lights over there. The lights are so dim. Now, I see. I went back through the Instagram and seen everybody takes pictures in front of the Hardin sign, but the lights are always brighter. I wonder, do they turn up or what?
Which one? In which room?
In the
main?
front,
Foray,
right
in
in
the
the
foray.
lobby.
Well, in the main, I think it's
They got the mood set in there, huh?
yeah, we might have to do like get the spotlight popping out
Okay.
there real quick.
Because I seen so many people take pictures in front of that sign, and it was so bright. I'm like, okay, that's the picture location.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get you a little something in here.
Yeah.
Or for the.
I hear you got a neon sign in the works.
Yeah, I think so. And we got you guys on the billboard, but
Yeah, no. We saw the. I showed them the picture you sent me, but we're gonna go check it out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. They show
I'm
mad love.
definitely
Hardin
looking
show
for
mad
that.
love.
now welcome to Vegas, and thanks for like just I probably only met you a week ago, and already we've shared some good moments.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
No,
man.
definitely.
Thank you for being as friendly and welcoming as you have been. I mean, just being downstairs in that room where so many famous
Legends.
not only there you go.
Legends,
There you
you
go.
know.
Legends.
Definitely.
That was
That was
definitely
a special moment. You know, that
exactly.
was
Definitely a special moment, one that I'll remember.
I want to shout out to your fans though, man, for it just sounds like such a cool organic trip. Like if there are any of my people in here, like definitely subscribe to these dudes, check them out and follow them, and just like where y'all come from and have it the way it was just passionate about boxing, man. And that's kind of how I feel about where I'm at. You know, I'm not really too shiny over here. Hopefully one day, but you know, it's just good to see y'all hustle. You know, you come from the East Coast too, especially. I could definitely feel that vibe. But to see the Boxing Voice, to see you guys with your stream over the weekend, and just like all these legends gonna start coming in, you know, doing the interviews. Welcome to Vegas, man. It's big.
Appreciate it. Let me get a screen share, George. I want to show this to your graphics guy, right? Did we do well with the logo? Because I know it's this is your baby, so.
You know what? I would say that we have a certain green that we use.
Oh man,
So if I was
tried
gonna
my
be real
best.
critical about it, that's what my boss would say. He'd be like, "That's not the green." But I see the bud tenders in the back right
Yes,
there. Shout out to
yes.
Kira, and I can't.
Who's
see
Kira? All the way far left?
Yeah, she's far left.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, there it is.
With that front thigh tattoo.
Yo, but she looks Mexican because it looks like the one from the Mexican Independence Day with the carabela, the mask with the lights.
Oh yeah.
If you look at it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you did a good job there. I like it.
Well, not me. That's my guy Jemmy. Shout out to Jemmy. All right, Joyce,
we appreciate it.
Jemmy, you used the wrong color. You fucked up. Do better.
Is that critical? Was that too critical?
Nah, that was good.
Yeah.
You'll give
part
us
of
the right
brand.
color code so we get
Yeah,
it right next
exactly,
time. Get it right
exactly.
next time.
I think he knows it by heart. Do you know it by heart? Like,
Jemmy, you should have done a color match.
So anything you want to announce before we get you out of here? Any dates? Where they can get tickets?
all right. So we got
Any greeting meets you have?
I got a couple. I'll do a couple.
Yeah.
So this weekend we're at Light, but we're doing the night swim. So it's daylight at the pool, but I'm doing that at night. And then next week I'm doing Dre's Big Sean. We're opening up for Big Sean, the homie Big Sean out of Detroit, but he'll be at Dre's at the
What
beach.
day is that?
That's next Saturday. I think it's the 21st.
Okay.
Next Saturday is the 21st.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And then we have Memorial Day weekend, which I may or may not be. I don't know if y'all ever seen this, but
Memorial Day weekend's my birthday.
oh yeah,
Yeah, the 31st.
Taurus
absolutely.
or Gemini?
Gemini.
Okay.
Gemini.
I'm gonna tell you about this thing that I did that I definitely got mixed reviews about, but it's cool. One time I thought about this. I thought, how could I DJ the national anthem, right? So I cut up a bunch of lines from the national anthem from a bunch of different famous versions: Jimi Hendrix, Lady Gaga, Whitney Houston, and I pieced them all together. It's the degree of difficulty is not hard, but just like that idea, and to actually do that somewhere was kind of tricky. Like, how do I tell someone that or whatever? How do I show it? It's like, so I at the time I was working in Minneapolis, and the owners of my radio station owned the Minnesota Twins. So I had convinced the one of the owners of the Twins. I was like, hey, I want to do this national anthem, and they were like, oh, they're all booked for this year, so I couldn't do it. So the next year came around, and they had me do it, and it's just different. Like, people didn't really understand what was going on, and maybe some did. Like, some DJs were like, yo, that was crazy, never even thought about that. And some DJs were like, you could have put all of them in key or done something, and I was like, okay, I'll take either or. But I had some mixed reviews at the time that people were like, you're supporting Trump by doing this or whatever it is. And what I realized though is that when you're at a point where shit is like, when people are kind of sitting either or, like, then you have their attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you finally have someone's attention. So I'm hoping I am. I got asked to do the national anthem at Minnesota United soccer team, which is cool. So I might do it there. Well, I'll have to show you the video. So I mean, it's easy. I just cut up some pieces. I'm gonna see if I could maybe fine tune it a little bit more. But truthfully, having a DJ do that to me was just like, it's just a new space. Like, I've never seen that
I've never
before.
heard a DJ doing a national anthem. So that
Make
is
sure you add
new.
some Prince if you're gonna be in Minnesota.
Yeah, right. I should.
yeah.
I have it I have it kind of dialed in to like.
It sounds cool though.
Yeah, you guys should check
Cool
it out.
concept,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on YouTube though. So if you check out my YouTube, so I might be doing that at the Minnesota United game, and then I'm doing like some weed festival in Norfolk. But the Wiz Logic tour, Vinyl Verse is gonna be dope. Logic's coming out of retirement. Wiz's first summer tour since before COVID. Weed's legal in a lot of these states, now. And DJ Drama's coming on tour with us, 24K Golden.
Nice.
So you guys should definitely come out.
Major,
Yeah. So it should be good summer vibes.
Is Drama Dominican?
I don't know, actually.
Think
Drama's
so.
from Philly. I think he's, I thought he was half black, half white, Drama.
Well, somebody's Googling already.
All right, here we go.
He's Dominican. That is him.
American.
Wow, I don't believe it.
American. Americano.
Are you Dominican?
Yeah.
How are you?
I am Mexican.
Whoa, what's up with that pause? He was like, Mexican?
I was gonna throw the American behind it, but yeah, I'm Mexican.
Yeah. All right. I also am at Hardin, so I work at Hardin in the marketing department, and we get people we just partner up with a lot of cool people around the world, like Who Kid and DJ Envy and all the DJs, shout them out. And so, to partner up with you guys is super cool, because I feel like weed and all these new spaces are about to happen. It is happening. Whether it's in UFC or Whether it's I believe isn't it like the NBA stopped testing for weed?
Yes,
too?
they did.
I mean,
Yes, they did. I
you know,
saw the stat. It's like a little over 80% of all NBA players smoke weed right now.
high rollers.
High rollers.
If you guys don't know about that, super cool jiu-jitsu infused tournament that happens in Vegas exclusively. I mean,
Invite only
for sure. And I mean, high boxing. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Green gloves though, it's
Green gloves.
I like that. I like
the
that.
green gloves.
Yeah, man. TBV. We're just trying to get
sure.
immersed with the Vegas culture.
Yeah, man. High Rollers actually has an event. You said this
I
week,
believe
right?
May
it's
14th.
This weekend.
May 14th,
and, it's fucking awesome. Shout out to Matt and Lonnie and the whole crew that literally were like, we smoke weed and we roll and do jujitsu, and there's hella people that do that. So it's a super cool space to be a part of. We also partnered with them, and we reward some of their big matches with cannabis.
So you can follow High Rollers at HRBJJ. They have to go kind of secret here with the High Rollers Instagram, not to get shadow banned because not everybody understands what it is they're doing. And that's how he explained it to me. I'm like, why? Because the letters threw me off, right? And he's like, no, we have to do it that way because they've gotten a few accounts shadow banned, he was explaining. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. But, you can follow them once again at HRBJJ. And that's at HRBJJ.
Is there anything like that, like a boxing weed?
No. This is very unique. I mean, obviously it is jiu-jitsu, but once again, it's like I said, I was very excited when you introduced me to them because like he's about to explain, ours is very similar except we've never actually had a venue that allows us to smoke, but 99% of our fighters that have fought on our cards smoke. It's like I said, our audience, we're pretty much
weed heads
involved in that cannabis culture.
I like getting high in training. I don't know. Something about it makes me more focused. So I can see how fighters or even the jiu-jitsu, like it gets them focused and locked in for it. So that's what I do. I smoke weed all the time and go train.
I mean, I think it's a better alternative for some of these white pills.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Drugs if they're hurt.
Absolutely. I haven't taken any pills whatsoever. I've actually never done anything, further than marijuana. That's like just.
You never went to the karaoke rooms ever?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I've actually never sang karaoke high, so we need to do this.
We're doing it.
Because I'm telling you, it's been so many years. I don't even think I was smoking.
And
back
wait,
then.
what was your song again?
No, it was T-Pain's. I'm in love with a stripper.
I'm in love with a stripper.
I'm in love with a stripper. That's it. It's very easy song. Everyone knew it, so it was like I had the crowd jamming. I killed it. You know what I mean?
Terrible tune.
I love it. Thank you guys.
But give out your social media, Bonics.
Follow me at DJ Bonics, DJ Bonics, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Twitch every once in a while. Twitch.
Oh, really?
Dude, it saved me through.
No, that's amazing.
I was making like
live streaming?
a few $1,000s a month.
I'm sure, bro.
And it was like very organic, but I got lucky and got verified quickly, and that was the key. That shit's great.
I have a lot of Twitch friends.
Do you guys?
We don't Twitch, but I have someone actually here in Vegas who does very well monthly twitching.
Right,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, there was like a
keep at it, man.
A YouTube video of like the DJs that made the most amount of money.
I think D Nice was in there, right?
Franzen was number one.
Franzen, really good for him.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he DJ'd like. I think he still might be going like over 300 days, like over a year in a row. Like he hasn't stopped.
Oh,
He's really into the music. I follow him.
He's been DJing 300 days in a row on Twitch.
Like on Twitch, like
he's a grinder.
Yeah, that's
damn
crazy.
On top of DJing at Dre's and everything else he does.
Oh wow! Yeah. On top of I
think he DJ'd for
that.
So he does a live. He does a live daily,
and I think he does stuff with like Drake and stuff.
Yes,
live on Twitch daily plus his normal schedule.
Yeah, but he'll also I think
he's
broadcast
a grinder
from Dre sometimes. Like you might catch him.
That's cool.
DJing at the club.
Okay.
Yeah, he like probably broke a record.
Now, how's that work for you? Like, once your set is over, they demonetize you for the music and the copyright, or
Well, nah, I think that shit's still getting kind of sticky, but they haven't really been able
Jumped
to
on that yet?
Yeah, like the replays. Like, so I don't leave any streams up on my shit. And so if you watch people's streams that they leave up, they'll leave like a big muted part of it or whatever. But you're getting the subs, the subscription and money and shit. So really,
you know what I love about Twitch, and I can't wait for YouTube to adapt it, because that's what they do. You know, they're the bigger company, they just steal everything. It just takes them longer. Is the gifting subscriptions. I love that. Like, if you're live, I could be like, here's 50 subscriptions, Madison. Go check out his show and gift. You know,
Yo.
People need to do that for YouTube.
during the pandemic, like I've seen people drop, like, especially on like girl DJs or whatever, like people be dropping crazy money
course,
on these
of
girls.
course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Bro, I remember I went to a Mayweather Logan Paul, one of my best years, or months rather, and I met this Twitch girl, right? She seen, right, I'm live in the bowl, and I'm like, yo, I'm at 24,000 live. Oh shit, 36. I had 44,000 people live. She just jumped in front of my shit, bouncing her titties, had her shirt on, her OnlyFans shirt, and you know, her Twitch account. I go to her Twitch account, like over 375,000 followers.
What's she
on
doing
Twitch.
on Twitch?
Fucking sitting in pools with a bikini. You know that the microphone.
Oh, the ASMR. And,
Fucking yo, white girl doing crazy shit, but she was thick than a motherfucker, thick as grits. Yo, it was crazy. Just bouncing her titties in front of my live, like. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? The chat going crazy.
Super
Twitch is crazy.
Like,
Twitch is crazy.
People are really making on the OnlyFans and shit. They're
Bro, the internet has spawned so many entrepreneurs. Like, it's insane. I love it. I love it. It's giving everybody an opportunity, man.
How you feel about NFTs and all that?
I don't know enough. I don't want to, you know, say too much on. I just don't know how to make money on it. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel like the first person is the one that made money because he sold it. After that, what?
It's hard to believe because I feel like people ruined it. And so
too many scammers.
Yeah, there's too many scammers. And
bro, the fight with Mayweather, you got to buy it through an NFT.
It's a pay-per-view, but it's like an NFT pay-per-view. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Who's he fighting?
What's the ticket on that?
I don't know.
He's fighting an influencer or something.
I mean,
no, he's fighting Don Moore.
I mean,
Don Moore.
that's kind of cool. At least you're getting something out of the pay-per-view buy, like that you can hold maybe to make money in the future.
I got a couple super chats. Rider of the Storm, $5 super chat. He says, salute, gentlemen. Great show. Amazing guest, DJ Bonics. We got Abe, El Camino Electrical Services says, great guest, TBV. And he's right back with another one, says, DJ Frazan. Is that what I'm saying?
Franzen.
My bad.
It's
Is a Bay Area legend because
Yes,
Abe
he
is
is.
from the Bay himself. So shout out to everybody that's interacting. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and take this picture. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming in and obviously for welcoming us to Las Vegas. I finally said it right. No stuttering that time. I almost fucked up. I know, a little bit, right?
We appreciate you coming to Hardin and just it's a testament to the marketing team for y'all to even hear about us and know about us, or not even the marketing team, obviously the great business that Hardin is continuing to do and figure out. I mean, this is all happening in real time in Las Vegas. So even y'all coming to the shop and really enjoying yourselves, you know?
Nah, the shop speaks for itself, man. It truly has 90 strains. Like, I legit went looking for some legacy strains because you talked about that, and they had it. They had Sour. They had Master Kush.
That's what you were saying. Yeah.
I know. They had so many legacy strains, and I'm like, wow, okay.
Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody at
GG4
Hardin.
was
Shout
in
out
there.
to Jesse.
Yep.
Yeah, man, making it happen. I love it.
Yeah, man. Well, let's go ahead and take this picture. George, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Peace.